Before the graduate school entrance exam, my roommate suddenly gained the ability to read my mind and cheated on my answers to get accepted. Then, after the exam, she reported me for plagiarism and posted it online, deliberately exposing my personal information. The investigators were perfunctory. The papers are indeed identical. Since she reported you, you must have been the one cheating. Misguided netizens piled on, calling me a cheating whore. You have no morals. If you have any shame, withdraw from school. In the end, she taunted me on the rooftop and pushed me off. When I opened my eyes again, I was back before the entrance exam. You can read minds, huh? Then read this. Alice Smith, here is your transcript for this semester. Please review it. This was a message from the class representative. I typed thank you first before opening the attachment. As expected, I was still first in the major, with a perfect GPA. The class representative sent another cat peeking out emoji. By the way, do you know why Emily Carter's grades suddenly improved so much this time? She's in the same dorm room as you. Is there some secret recipe for improvement? Shocked.jpg, I sneered. Does getting answers by listening to my thoughts count as a secret recipe? I still acted ignorant and replied, really? Maybe she suddenly wanted to study hard and put in the effort. The class representative added, she went straight to second place. She even posted it on her university forum, otherwise, I wouldn't have dared to say anything. Seeing this, I went to her university forum. Sure enough, Emily's post was prominently displayed. I've decided to take the graduate school entrance exam. Starting with the final exams this semester, I just studied a little and got a perfect GPA. It's not that hard, hee hee. The accompanying image was a screenshot of her transcript. Her GPA was only 0.1 lower than mine, just barely making the line for a perfect GPA. No wonder the class representative was shocked. Emily usually slacked off and lived extravagantly, partying and going to bars, relying on her family's wealth. For 3 years, she never studied for exams, always teetering on the edge of failing. How could someone like that suddenly get a perfect GPA? Not only the class representative but others were also puzzled, some even directly asking in the comments, did you get special tutoring from the professor? How could you suddenly jump from 60 to almost perfect? Emily's reply was also impolite. Are you questioning the graders? I earned this fair and square. As long as you study hard, it's not difficult at all. I expressionlessly watched Emily brag as if she had earned these grades herself. But only I knew that she had been listening to my thoughts and stealing my answers during the exams. Junior year courses weren't that many. I still remember that when Emily was choosing courses last semester, she suddenly pestered me, asking what courses I was taking and wanting to take the same ones. I didn't think much of it at the time. Plus, there weren't many elective courses to choose from, so I told her directly. But after choosing the courses, she never attended class, even having someone else do her homework. In the end, she listened to my thoughts during the exam, copied the answers, and got a perfect GPA. As I thought about this, a message from Emily arrived. Alice, we're going to take the graduate school entrance exam next semester. Have you decided which university you want to apply to? In my previous life, Emily had asked the same question, and I had thought she genuinely cared about me. Someone had once splashed water on my laptop, which contained my study materials. I asked them for compensation, but they just laughed it off. Emily appeared at this time. She scolded them and argued on my behalf, and finally, she took me to get the laptop repaired that same day. She said, Alice, don't be afraid. I'll support you. I was extremely grateful. My parents had saved up to buy me this laptop when I started school, and I couldn't afford to replace or repair it. Because of this help, I answered her questions without reservation. But I didn't expect that she was helping me to get close to me so she could conveniently copy my answers, and that she was encouraging me to study hard in order to make it easier for her to cheat. And in the graduate school entrance exam a few months later, she would steal my thoughts again to get accepted, and then report me for cheating. Thinking of this, I slowly typed a few words. I'm planning to apply to Yale University. Then I'll apply to Yale University too. We can be alumni in the future. I replied, okay, let's work hard together. After sending the message, I switched to social media and searched for an account. After getting a perfect GPA, Emily had become a study influencer, pretending to be someone who could get high grades without effort, relying on talent. And many people bought into it, admiring Emily's grades and praising her various beautiful photos. Sure enough, she had already posted her first post, saying she planned to take the graduate school entrance exam at Yale University and that she had gone from barely passing to a perfect GPA on her first serious exam. There were dozens of comments below, all of them amazed. I followed her with a burner account. Electronic pet acquired. But Emily had forgotten that besides the graduate school entrance exam, there was another path, direct admission to graduate school. I opened Harvard University's website. The summer program application deadline had passed, but I could still participate in the pre-admission exam. Without hesitation, I opened the registration website. Harvard University was my target school. When Emily barged into the dorm room to question me, I was sending an email to a professor at Harvard University. Alice, didn't you say you were going to take the graduate school entrance exam at Yale University? Why are you signing up for Harvard University's exam? I didn't say anything but instead thought, Emily Carter is a big idiot. Emily's expression didn't change. She even urged me to answer. Harvard University just sent me an invitation, saying they can give me a large scholarship and waive tuition. I added in my mind, my parents work so hard. I want to reduce their burden. Sure enough, Emily anxiously said, how can you give up your dream school for money? If you think tuition is too expensive, I can help you. You don't have to ask your parents for money. I finally smiled, but not because of the so-called help. It was because I had confirmed that she could only hear my thoughts when I was talking to her or taking an exam. How can I take your money? Harvard University or Yale University is pretty much the same to me. Isn't it better for me to choose Harvard University? I put on a righteous face. Emily raised her voice. Didn't we agree to take the graduate school entrance exam at Yale University together? Why are you betraying our agreement? I looked at her in confusion. Choosing a university is not a joke. You should choose according to your own ideas. Why do you have to be the same as me? Emily still looked heartbroken. I was going to take the graduate school entrance exam at Yale University for you, but you turned around and are going to another school. Then I'm really sorry. Anyway, the exam registration hasn't started yet. Why don't you choose a school that suits you? I looked at her sincerely. But no matter what school she chose, I would no longer participate in the standardized exam. Emily glared at me and slammed the door. Not long after, I saw a post on the university forum. My roommate is too much. We agreed to take the graduate school entrance exam at the same university, but she secretly signed up for another school's direct admission exam. Someone so untrustworthy should have their exam qualification revoked. The comments below were mostly sarcastic towards the poster. Don't be ridiculous. Even if you were her parents, you wouldn't have the right to tell her which school to apply to. You're overthinking it. It's normal to change schools. It hasn't even started registration yet. Even couples have long-distance relationships. What's your situation that you have to go to the same school as her? Aren't you jealous that she can apply for direct admission? I could tell at a glance that Emily had posted this. Not getting support in the comments, she angrily posted a second one. I just wanted to go to the same university as her. What's wrong with that? The main thing is that she didn't keep her promise. But there were still many normal people at school. Why should someone else let you affect their future? That's scary. I don't dare to agree to take the graduate school entrance exam with anyone. I might get blasted too, hee. It's hilarious. Everyone knows the difference between direct admission and the standardized exam. Why would someone not take the shortcut and compete with us ordinary people? I should thank her for giving up a spot. Even the university forum admin couldn't stand it anymore and refused to post any more of Emily's posts. Emily scolded them instead. So this conversation was mercilessly posted, attracting another wave of onlookers. After watching the drama here, I remembered Emily's study influencer account. I clicked on it. Sure enough, the fans were like their idol. Don't be sad. sis. It's your roommate's honor to take the graduate school entrance exam with you. She doesn't want it. I think Yale University is better. She has no vision. So what if she gets direct admission? She'll still have to come back and take the standardized exam. Exactly. Does she even know how difficult it is to get direct admission? She's overestimating herself. I happily watched the show, just wondering if these fans knew that the straight-A student they were following couldn't even get the qualifications for direct admission and was actually a slacker. I immersed myself in studying, ignoring everything else. Emily couldn't sit still. Seeing that I didn't change my mind at all, she didn't dare to bet that I would fail and come back to take the standardized exam in the end. Alice, although you didn't keep your promise, I've thought about it, and I've decided to forgive you. I'll take the Harvard University direct admission exam with you. I showed a surprised expression at just the right moment. You can also apply for direct admission? No. I mean, Harvard University's direct admission seems to value past grades more. I seemed to be making up for what I said, but Emily's expression didn't change. She snorted, "You don't have to worry about that. I'll definitely get into the interview." After saying that, she left. I watched the dorm room door close, lost in thought. It seemed like I had to prepare even more. A few days later, Emily proudly flaunted that she had received an invitation to the Harvard University interview. I remembered seeing her on the phone earlier, calling her dad in a spoiled tone. But so what? Getting into the interview didn't mean getting direct admission. Emily wouldn't take an answer from me. There were still 2 months until the Harvard University interview. I still went to the library every day, never stopping my studying. But Emily didn't care at all, going to bars and partying until dawn every day. Soon, the day of the exam arrived. Emily smiled and took my hand. "Alice, good luck on the exam." I gave her a sincere smile. "You too. Everyone just needs to try their best. After studying for so long, I think this exam will be no problem." Her smile was even brighter. She walked me to the exam hall before leaving. Ring, 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 the exam bell rang. I used the method I had practiced in the library for 2 months, quickly calculating and reasoning in my mind. Formulas and answers flashed across the paper, and I quickly finished each question. I even submitted my paper 20 minutes before the bell rang. When the exam ended and I returned to the dorm room, I unsurprisingly saw Emily's face full of anger. "Alice, what's wrong with you? Did you do the questions properly? And you submitted your paper early." I asked in confusion. "How did you know I submitted my paper early?" "Never mind. I just heard it from someone else. Tell me why you didn't answer the questions properly." Emily misspoke, stammering to cover it up, and then started questioning me again. Oh, my stomach felt uncomfortable halfway through the exam, so I quickly finished the questions and left. I answered the questions properly. I just didn't check them over and over again like before. I just filled in the answer as soon as I calculated it. Facing my sincere eyes, Emily couldn't say anything for a long time. How could she say that she felt something was wrong because she heard my thoughts? What's wrong with Emily? She's so strange, I added in my mind. Afraid of revealing her secret, Emily had to swallow her anger and leave. I savored her frustrated and resentful look, feeling only joy. In these 2 months, I hadn't done anything else. I had focused on improving my speed and had also changed the habit of saying the answers in my mind. In my thoughts, there were only reasoning processes. The answers were hidden in these theories, not highlighted, but directly marked on the paper. After doing so many questions, sometimes my hands were faster than my brain. Based on Emily's brain, if I didn't directly give the answers, how could she understand such complex calculations? Don't be impatient, this was just the beginning. The results of the written exam came out quickly. I got into the interview as I wished. The professors were very kind, and the atmosphere was good throughout. But Emily didn't even pass the written exam and didn't receive an interview invitation at all. Before, she had publicly stated on social media that she was going to take the Harvard University direct admission exam with her roommate in order to maintain their friendship. Now that she hadn't passed, she stubbornly claimed that she had changed her mind and still thought Yale University was better. The fans believed her easily. But after seeing that I had really gotten direct admission, Emily was more than just stubborn. An anonymous post appeared on the school forum, saying that someone had cheated to pass the Harvard University direct admission exam. There were only a few of us from our school who had gotten the qualification, plus the major in class, and it was almost pointing fingers. The post already had dozens of floors of comments, and someone directly commented my name. A friend swiped to it and sent me a question mark. I went online with my real name and posted my transcripts from each semester and all kinds of competition and scholarship certificates, as well as emails communicating with Harvard University professors. I am Alice Smith. If you're spreading rumors, take off the anonymity and confront me face to face. The post went viral. Damn, Alice Smith is awesome, going head to head. So many awards. I wonder how many people in the whole school can do this. How could she cheat on the direct admission exam? Don't be misled. The person spreading rumors hasn't shown any evidence. The public opinion quickly turned to one side, and the anonymous post was reported and deleted directly. When I returned to the dorm room, I saw Emily sitting inside with a gloomy expression. Seeing me come in, she forced a smile. Alice, you're back. I greeted her as usual, but in my mind, I was thinking, damn, I haven't caught the person who posted the rumors about me yet. I need to post again to find a way to find her. Emmy. Lee's expression changed. She asked nervously, Alice, I heard someone was spreading rumors about you cheating on the forum today. Does it have any impact? I said nonchalantly, it's okay. She doesn't have any evidence. How could anyone believe her? It's all students on the forum anyway. When I find the anonymous person, I'm going to expose her too, and see who it is. I don't think it's caused much of a stir. Are you still going to pursue it? Emily heard my thoughts, and her tone was tense. I nodded, yes. She's spreading rumors about me. How could I let her go? Emily stood up abruptly. Don't bother. You can't do anything to her even if you catch her. It's a waste of your time. Just ignore it. I looked at her nervous appearance and hesitated for a long time before saying, you're right. I shouldn't bother with such a petty person. This kind of person can only act in the dark. They probably fail every class. It would be beneath me to bother with her. Emily's face was twisted, but she didn't dare to refute, her face turning red. I sneered. I wouldn't get to the bottom of it now. I had to catch a big fish and cut the weeds and roots. The next day, I reported the good news to Professor Williams. Awesome, congratulations on becoming a future graduate student. The future is promising. Thumbs up slash. Thumbs up slash. Thumbs up slash dot. I had chosen my thesis advisor in my sophomore year. I had been working with Professor Williams, gradually refining my thesis. Professor Williams said that I had academic sensitivity and was very talented in this area. He would carefully evaluate each of my ideas, whether feasible or not. In my previous life, I was falsely accused of cheating, and the investigators perfunctorily convicted me. Only Professor Williams didn't believe it. He argued on my behalf, even barging into the president's office to demand a higher-level investigation. I remembered his thin and haggard figure at the time, telling me, "Don't be afraid, I believe why." Oh, you. But in the end, I was pushed off the high building by Emily. I wondered if Professor Williams would be sad. I blinked, suppressing the wetness in my eyes. In this life, I would repay Professor Williams with the best grades and never let him worry. There were many things to do in senior year. In the blink of an eye, it was time to register for the graduate school entrance exam. I watched Emily become more and more anxious, waiting for the fish to take the bait. Finally, she couldn't help it and brought out her dad. This check, fill in the amount yourself, as long as you're willing to take the graduate school entrance exam with my daughter. I looked down at the light paper and wanted to laugh. After a long time, I gave a bright smile. Okay. Emily's eyes lit up. Then quickly give up your direct admission qualification and register for the Harvard University exam. I operated for a while and sent Emily a screenshot. Emily happily looked at it and asked me, are you sure you canceled your qualification and registered for the standardized exam? I nodded. Didn't I give her a screenshot of the results? Could I be faking it? Hearing my thoughts, she left satisfied. I closed the photo editing software, also very satisfied. On the day of the graduate school entrance exam, I woke up naturally after a good night's sleep. There were 23 missed calls from Emily on my phone. I hadn't done anything yet, and her call came again. Alice, why didn't you come to the exam? I didn't expose the fact that Emily wasn't here but knew that I hadn't taken the exam, and said innocently, I'm sorry, I overslept. Lying on the large bed in the hotel room, I ate the breakfast I had ordered in advance, speaking in a weak voice. I felt very uncomfortable when I woke up. I might be sick. I'm going to see a doctor. I won't go to the exams later. Emily screamed, weren't you going to take the Yale University exam? Why aren't you coming to the exam now? Oh, I forgot. To tell you, Harvard University didn't approve my application to cancel my qualification and asked me to consider it again. In that case, I'll go to Harvard University. Alice! I rambled nonsense and hung up Emily's phone without hesitation, turning it off. After lying in the hotel for a day, when I turned it back on, I surprisingly didn't encounter a barrage of messages from Emily. Half an hour after I hung up, she didn't send me any more messages. I opened the university forum and finally knew why. A red-hot post had a line of large letters. Many people were caught cheating on today's graduate school entrance exam, and there were even people from our school. Clicking on it, Emily's name was among them. Through the discussions in the comments, I pieced together that Emily had been found with cheat sheets when she entered the exam hall and had her exam qualification revoked. And the result of failing the graduate school entrance exam was that Emily started to go crazy. Alice, why didn't you go to the exam? How could you oversleep? Are you a pig? I looked innocent, raising the bag from the hospital in my hand. I'm really sick. I went to the hospital. The doctor said it was because I was too tired and needed to keep a good schedule. Emily was pulled back to her senses by these words and glared at me. You wait. I'll settle the score with you after the final exams. The final exams were coming up soon, with the exam dates close to the graduate school entrance exam. Fortunately, most people only had one required course left to take. In the exam hall, I got the paper and buried my head in the questions. Since Emily didn't believe it and still wanted to copy my answers, I would let her copy to her heart's content. After finishing the questions, I deliberately reversed the bubble sheet. Starting from the last question, I recited the multiple choice answers backward. Emily couldn't understand my problem-solving process. If I just gave the answers, she would probably just blindly copy them. After the exam, Emily passed me with a smug look and said, Alice, I'm definitely getting a perfect score this time. First place is mine. She thought she was sure of it and even previewed the final exams on social media, saying that she would definitely get a perfect GPA this time. Some fans also asked about the graduate school entrance exam, which she brushed off by saying the results hadn't been announced yet. The final grades were graded quickly and came out the next day. I was helping the counselor with work in the student affairs office when Emily pushed open the door. Professor! I demand a review of my exam paper. How could I fail? I'm in first place. I hid my smile and quietly stood in an inconspicuous corner. The counselor frowned. The grades are reviewed after grading. There can't be such a big difference. I definitely got a perfect score. The exam paper was graded wrong. Emily shouted, insisting on a review. Seeing that she was so confident, the counselor contacted the relevant professor in charge to handle it. The professor of this course happened to be the vice dean. He heard it in the office and followed along. How could it be graded wrong? It shouldn't be. He opened the file bag in confusion and found Emily's exam paper. Opening it, all of Emily's multiple choice answers were marked with XS. The vice dean said unhappily, I remember now. You're the one who got all the multiple choice questions wrong. Not a single answer was correct. Did you even try? Emily was in disbelief. How is that possible? I wouldn't have gotten them wrong. She grabbed the exam paper and compared it with others. Not a single one was chosen correctly. How could this be? She explained anxiously and suddenly saw me, instantly becoming fierce. Alice, you deliberately harmed me. I asked in surprise. How did I harm you? I didn't touch your exam paper. The answers seemed to be reversed. Did she fill them in wrong? Receiving my reminder, Emily's eyes lit up, and she said quickly, yes, I knew how to do it. I just accidentally filled in the answers in reverse. This was a lame excuse. Who would fill in the answers in reverse? The counselor said coldly, how did you manage to write the answers in reverse? Did you really do it yourself? The vice dean waved his hand, okay, this is nonsensical. Since it wasn't graded wrong, let's leave it at that. Seal the exam paper again. Emily was still looking at me. I stood behind the crowd, giving her a meaningful smile. That's strange. Why is she blaming me? I didn't do anything. Emily had long been used to relying on my thoughts to judge. Seeing that my expression and thoughts were different, she was suspicious and finally left. Harvard University opened advanced courses for direct admission graduate students. I chose one of the courses, and after that, I spent most of my time at Harvard University. Because she failed a course, Emily had to retake it in the new semester. Near graduation, the school held a graduation mobilization meeting. Unfortunately, it clashed with my course time, so I had to ask the professor for leave. On the day of the mobilization meeting, in the dorm room group chat, the other roommates asked why I didn't come. I casually replied, I'm taking a class at Harvard University. It clashes with the mobilization meeting, so I won't go. Unexpectedly, Emily saw it and posted the chat log online. Hee. Does she really think she's the best just because she got direct admission? She doesn't participate in any activities. What a show-off. Emily's fans blindly supported her and comforted her. Emily replied to several comments. Who knows? It's not even certain if she got direct admission on her own merit. I don't dare to say, but someone in my major, she said she didn't dare to reveal information, but through some things that were accidentally included in her photos, netizens quickly dug up my informa. Tie-in. In an instant, overwhelming accusations flooded in. Alice Smith? Is she the one who allegedly cheated? When did Harvard University become so low? Can't they even find this out? It is recommended to investigate her past grades. If she is innocent, she should show them. I watched the reposts exceed 500, did not report them, but called 911. Emily had posted photos on her account, so I didn't hold back and posted a post at her. Spreading rumors at will, reposts exceeding 500 will incur legal liability. I have called the police. Right and wrong will be determined. At Emily Carter, the police quickly contacted me to collect evidence and brought in Emily. Emily was very flustered. She didn't even have time to delete the post before she was found. I was just saying it casually. I didn't say your name. Why are you suing me for spreading rumors? I looked at her blustering appearance and laughed. The posts you posted on the school forum spreading rumors about me were also posted by you, right? Do you really think I can't find out just because you're anonymous? Don't forget that the back end is all real name registered. I would settle all the old and new scores, and I would make her shed a layer of skin. After all the evidence was collected, Emily's crime of spreading rumors was a certainty, and she was sentenced to a week in detention. I posted the judgment documents online and was surprised to find that Harvard University had stepped in. Alice Smith obtained direct admission through regular procedures, and there were no violations during the process. We reserve the right to pursue rumors that have damaged the reputation of the school and individuals. No one dared to scold me anymore and were busy deleting comments. Emily was detained, and the post was still up. Many passers-by who had come to laugh at her fans heard the news, and the comments section changed direction for a time. I stopped paying attention. The rampant rumors that had oust a cyber attack in my previous life had subsided quickly. My graduation thesis gradually became my focus every day. Harvard University was near the school, and I started going back and forth frequently. When the day of the graduation defense came, I rushed to the defense site. Unexpectedly, I met Emily in the elevator. Emily glanced at me, beaming, Alice, don't think you're the only one who's amazing. I can write a graduation thesis without your help. This year's outstanding graduation thesis is mine. I glanced at her. How could she write an outstanding thesis with her level? She must have copied it. One hand gives money, and the other delivers the goods. I didn't plagiarize. I put on a surprised expression. What do you mean? You hired someone to write it? That's wrong. Emily sneered. Can't I pay for it? Who knows, I hired someone to write it. Does having money mean you can do whatever you want? You can even hire someone to write a thesis. She was even more smug. Aren't you guys still working for me? When I throw money around, there are plenty of people to help me write a thesis. At this time, a voice came from outside the elevator. What thesis are you writing? What class are you in? Emily trembled in fright. Her back was to the elevator door, so she couldn't see what was outside. The elevator had long since arrived, and the dean and his party happened to be waiting outside and happened to hear these words. Caught red-handed. You guys are here for the graduation defense, right? Hired someone to write the thesis? The dean asked again. Emily pointed at me. She said it. She hired someone to write it. Do you think I'm stupid? The dean said grimly. Humph, I brought Alice's thesis out bit by bit. Don't you think I know whether she wrote it herself? Professor Williams huffed and puffed in the back. I obediently walked over and said hello, everyone. Hello, Professor Williams. Professor Williams nodded to me. The defense for your group has already started. Go wait over there. This is none of your business. I attended the defense as usual, while Emily Carter was taken to the office. No one knew what happened, only that her advisor rushed there as well. That afternoon, the university issued a notice. Emily Carter committed academic dishonesty, her defense qualification was revoked, and she would have an extended graduation of 1 year. The graduation ceremony was in 2 weeks, and I invited my parents to come. In my past life, Emily Carter framed me, causing a plagiarism scandal. My parents came to see me at the university. They said they believed me and that we would find a solution. But as soon as they left, a truck ran straight into them, killing them instantly. Emily Carter said, "Do you want to know how your parents died? Come to the rooftop." I went and listened to her mocking explanation of the entire plot. I don't remember what happened after that, I only remember the whistling wind and the short time it took to fall from the high altitude. I didn't attend the graduation ceremony, didn't receive the acceptance letter, and my life ended at that moment. Now, wearing my graduation gown at the graduation ceremony, seeing my parents' smiles, I felt like I was in another world. After the ceremony, I went back to the hotel with them. Emily Carter's actions were too blatant in the previous life, and I didn't dare gamble that she would restrain herself this time, even after repeated defeats. Walking out of the university gates, the crowd surged. The crosswalk light had 5 seconds left on the countdown, and everyone was waiting to cross the street. But in my peripheral vision, I saw a truck driving towards us, without slowing down at all. Cold sweat instantly covered my back. I subconsciously pulled my parents back and shouted, "Watch out!" The truck was getting closer and closer, and many people saw it. The crowd panicked and retreated. Bang! The front of the truck crashed into a lamppost, leaving a huge dent. Security guards arrived and quickly directed people to disperse, setting up a police line. Oh my, that was scary. Why is this car driving so erratically? My mother patted her chest, still shaken. My mind was buzzing, and I almost couldn't stand. After the dizziness passed, looking at my parents unharmed, I finally couldn't help but cry and hugged them tightly. Mom. My mother patted my back, thinking I was just frightened by the scene. It's okay now. The out-of-control truck would be investigated, and after I took my parents to the hotel, I repeatedly warned them not to go out casually and to always be with me. Emily Carter, I will make her pay. I took the initiative to find Emily Carter. Emily Carter, why do you keep framing me? You want to know? She seemed to have regained the upper hand, high and mighty. I'm not going to tell you. No matter how you try to slander me or steal my work, you will never succeed. I gave a mocking smile. Not only will I continue to graduate school, but I will also participate in the National Science and Innovation Competition in a week, and I will be showered with honors. And you are just a cheater, a ghostwriter, a piece of garbage who hasn't even graduated from college. Emily Carter's face twisted. Alice Smith, I won't let you have it easy. I only gave a soft scoff. There was no need to push anything further. Emily Carter signed up for the competition, relentlessly pursuing me. On the day of the competition, the order of presentation was based on alphabetical order by last name. Emily Carter was before me. She found me before going on stage, raised her chin, and was extremely arrogant. Alice Smith, you just wait and see, I am the one favored by fate. I knew what she was up to, but still responded, Emily Carter, you will not succeed. She glanced at me dismissively and turned to leave. As the host moved forward with the program, Emily Carter quickly took the stage. She presented a PowerPoint, speaking fluently, as if reading from a script. She looked at me provocatively, and I looked up, feigning shock. Why does Emily Carter have my results? This is clearly what I prepared for the competition. She smiled even more happily. This is what I prepared for the competition for a month. Please give me your comments, professors. Emily Carter was of course very proud, because this PowerPoint, and even the speech, were stolen from me. She thought she had cut off my path and seized my hard work. But this was originally a trap I prepared for her. I lowered my head, the shock on my face disappeared, leaving only a calm like water. A judge's voice rang out, the concept on page 7 is not explained, can you explain how you understand it? I had recited a definition in my mind. Emily Carter on stage immediately said that passage. Unsurprisingly, I saw the judge's eyebrows furrow. Even such a basic concept is not clear. How was this project completed? Emily Carter was stunned. Isn't this right? It's like this. The judge said bluntly, these two concepts are completely different. Anyone with even a little knowledge would not confuse them. In the end, several judges gave extremely low scores. Not long after, it was my turn. I walked onto the presentation stage, and behind me appeared a PowerPoint, completely different from Emily Carter's. The judges sat in the first row of the audience, and further back, I smiled slightly at the incredulous Emily Carter. Good morning, professors. Today I will be presenting. As expected, I got extremely high scores. After stepping down from the stage, there was a short break. Emily Carter's face was slightly distorted. Alice Smith, that's not your entry. What, are you admitting to stealing my discarded manuscript to participate in the competition? She finally reacted. You did it on purpose. What do you know? I condescendingly looked at her, raised a finger to my lips. Why the rush? You'll IND out at the awards ceremony later. The awards ceremony was being broadcast live, and they were already testing the equipment. When I stood on the stage to receive the trophy, I met Emily Carter's eyes below the stage. Look, from the entrance exam to Harvard University to the final exams, and now this competition. Emily Carter, even if you can hear what I'm thinking, you will never be better than me. You are a piece of garbage who does more harm than good, a thief who steals other people's work. I watched the disbelief slowly appear in her eyes and continued to pour fuel on the fire. Didn't expect it? From the beginning, I knew you could hear my thoughts. All your plans are in my control. I never actually applied to Yale University for graduate school. The answers for the final exams were deliberately reversed, and the project you participated in was a loophole I deliberately revealed. Even with a cheat code, you can't win. Emily Carter, won't you admit your incompetence? I'm not. Why are you saying that about me? Emily Carter suddenly stood up and shouted. I stand under the spotlight, on the podium. And you can only stay in the dark forever, only fit to be a pile of mud, with no chance of success. The scene was a bit chaotic because of Emily Carter's shouting. In my mind, I criticized her completely. Besides your family background, what else do you have? And you are just one of your father's children. Believe it or not, if you bring him any disadvantage, he will abandon you like a worn-out shoe. Emily Carter couldn't bear it any longer. The huge impact made her lose her mind. She rushed onto the stage and shouted at me, "You're talking nonsense. My dad is, name of some wealthy CEO, there's nothing I can't do, I'm his favorite child." Don't be ridiculous. What if your dad is the CEO? He's still no match for me. You're someone from a rural area, born to be a peasant. I'm the one who should be standing on the podium. You stole my position. The whole audience was in an uproar. Under the dark cameras, I showed a tearful expression and said my first sentence in front of everyone. I won the award with my own strength. Why are you insulting me? Emily Carter, you're the trash, a habitual thief. How does it feel to fail at mooching? Emily Carter was tormented into confusion and raised her hand to slap me. Staff members had already come onto the stage. Please sit down, ma'am. The originally sparse comments in the live broadcast room immediately increased. What's going on? Why is this person suddenly going crazy? Her dad is CEO name. Is that the company name, group's CEO name? Can capitalists be so unscrupulous? Too arrogant. The incident spread rapidly, and more people entered the live broadcast room. In my mind, I continued to think, you can't take what belongs to me, you fool. She's insulting me. She's insulting me. Emily Carter looked deranged. Staff members forcibly dragged her off the stage, speaking strangely. You're the one insulting her, though. Emily Carter tried her best to defend herself. No, she's insulting me in her mind. I can hear it. You're sick. Go get your brain checked. Don't go crazy here. In an angle where the live broadcast couldn't see, I smiled coldly at her. Don't waste your effort. No one will ever know. There will never be evidence of this kind of thing, and you will always be trampled under my feet. When she was being dragged away, she was still shouting, Alice Smith is insulting me. My dad is CEO name. How dare you push me? The live broadcast was urgently interrupted, and the award ceremony ended with some difficulty. But the heat of the incident continued to ferment, trending on social media, and the video of the live broadcast was forwarded and played hundreds of millions of times. Emily Carter's previous actions were also all exposed. Isn't this person a study influencer? She said she was going to graduate school, but she didn't get in, and she also slandered others for cheating. I go to the same school as them, I know. This girl cheated on the graduate school entrance exam, failed her final exams, and her thesis was also academically dishonest, resulting in extended graduation. The one who won the award is the real straight-A student, directly admitted to graduate school at Harvard University, and is also an outstanding graduate representative. They're roommates. She's definitely jealous. Relying on her family's money, isn't she the little princess of, company name, group? An angel descending to earth. The family education that raised this kind of child is questionable. Could this company be a black-hearted company? Company name, group stock price continued to decline, and they had to issue a statement. They said that Emily Carter had mental problems, apologized for her disrupting public order, and would take her back for strict discipline. I knew she had been abandoned. CEO name could give Emily Carter everything best, but could not allow Emily Carter to cause even a slight impact on his interests. The next time I heard about Emily Carter was that she had been locked up in a mental hospital. I didn't care if she could ever come out. A fool who had lost her family's support couldn't make even a ripple. After graduating from graduate school, I successfully went on to pursue a doctorate, constantly delving into academics with my advisor. Immersing myself in the lab, applying for patents, becoming an academician, this is my new life.